Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're diving into the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team I'm really excited about, especially with Justin Fields at quarterback. I truly believe that if the Steelers had known how affordable Fields would be before signing Russell Wilson, they might not have signed Russ at all. Fields just brings something special to the table, and the offense looked much better during Thursday's joint practice with the Bills. Fields' ability to use both his legs and his strong arm makes his potential sky high. If the Steelers could somehow add Brandon Ayuk to their roster, I think they could be serious Super Bowl contenders. I'm super pumped to see what this team does next season. As for the practice, it was a solid one for the Steelers. During the 7-shot drill, both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields got similar reps with the first team. Russ connected on touchdown passes to George Pickens and Des Fitzpatrick. Then Fields stepped in, faked a handoff to La'Mical Perine, and ran in for a touchdown. He also threw 2 more scores, one to Cordarrelle Patterson out of the backfield, and another to Scotty Miller along the sideline. With Nate Herbig not practicing, rookie Zach Frazier stepped in at center, taking all the first-team reps. He held his own against Ed Oliver, who's one of the best players in the league. For a rookie to do that is a great sign for the team. Now let's break down the plays. On the first play, Russ was under center, but after getting stepped on by Isaac Seumalo, he started falling and tried to pitch the ball to Najee Harris, but it fell short. The Bills scored, going up 1-0. On the second play, Russ, now in the shotgun, escaped pressure and hit Pickens in the end zone to tie it 1-1. Pickens was unstoppable today. No Bills cornerback could cover him, and honestly, I'm not sure many corners in the NFL will be able to handle him this season. On the third play, Russ was in the shotgun again for an RPO, run-pass option. He pulled the ball back from Jaylen Warren and threw a slant to Fitzpatrick for another touchdown, putting the Steelers up 2-1. On Russ's last play, he handed it off to Warren, but Warren was hit behind the line of scrimmage, tying the score at 2-2. When Fields came in, the running game was unpredictable. Either it was a big gain or nothing at all. Najee Harris had some explosive runs, but he also got stuffed behind the line a few times. Overall, the run game was inconsistent today. There were both highlights and some things to work on. Let's start with play 6. The Steelers were up 3-2, and Fields was under center. He faked a handoff, then hit Cordarrelle Patterson in the flat. Patterson outran the Bills' defense to the pylon for a touchdown, putting the Steelers ahead 4-2. On play 7, Fields was in the shotgun and executed another play-action fake. He sidearmed the ball around a rushing Bills defender and found Scotty Miller in the corner for another touchdown. The Steelers went up 5-2, sealing the victory for the offense. Russell Wilson looked solid, and the offense seemed to move more freely and efficiently with him at quarterback. However, I really believe Justin Fields has a legitimate shot at earning the QB1 spot. Mike Tomlin had said in the offseason that it wasn't a competition and that Russ was the starter, but with Fields performing this well, there's got to be serious consideration for him taking over. One of the key things for Fields has been the drive to prove himself. He came in knowing he was the backup, which pushed him to work even harder. Fields has developed great chemistry with George Pickens and really the entire offense. This chemistry will play a huge role in determining who starts in Week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons. Pittsburgh can't afford a slow start this season. Some people are suggesting splitting the game. Russ in the first half, Fields in the second. But I don't see how that makes sense. You need the best guy on the field from the start, especially with the Steelers' challenging schedule early on. After facing the Falcons in Week 1, they have a road game against Denver, followed by tough matchups against the Chargers, Colts, Cowboys, Raiders, and Jets. These are all the teams with playoff potential. Then, after a couple of easier games against the Giants and Commanders, it gets tough again with 4 straight divisional games. Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Browns, followed by matchups against the Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, and Bengals. That's a brutal second-half schedule. This tough schedule only reinforces my point. The Steelers can't afford a slow start, and I worry that Russ might be prone to one. I'm not saying Russ isn't good. He's better than Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph, but Justin Fields has a much higher ceiling. And if you're the Steelers, you should be looking for that upside. Sure, winning 10 games and making the wild card is fine, but if you want to win a Super Bowl, Justin Fields gives you a better shot. I'm not sure Russ can do that anymore. I wanted the Steelers to sign Russ initially, but that was before Fields became available at such a low cost. So I think Fields should be the guy. He's earned it, but we'll see what happens. I trust Mike Tomlin. He's one of the best coaches in the league. On Wednesday, Wilson took most of the first-team reps, but on Thursday, the reps were split between Wilson and Fields during the team periods, including the 7-shot and 2-minute drill sessions. Fields just looked better, and I hope he continues to get more reps. During the 2-minute drill, Fields led the offense down the field for a touchdown, including a 32-yard touchdown run. He made throws both over the middle and outside the numbers, showing great chemistry with Van Jefferson and George Pickens. The next few weeks will definitely be interesting. But honestly, I'm just not sure if Russ is the starter right now. I really have my doubts. On a brighter note, Broderick Jones had his best practice of camp, without a doubt. He held his own against Von Miller and Greg Rousseau, two of the best players in football. For Jones to hold his ground against them in back-to-back plays is incredibly encouraging and impressive. Zach Frazier also had a solid performance, splitting reps against Daquan Jones. Frazier did get beat on a bull rush when his hands were late and too wide, but he bounced back and stood Jones up on the next play. Daquan Jones is an underrated nose tackle in this league. So, for Frazier, a rookie, to hold his own is another positive sign. That said, there's still room for improvement. Darius Rush definitely needs to step up during drills, and overall, the Steelers' secondary is a bit concerning, as is their gunner position on special teams. These are areas that need to be addressed quickly. On the flip side, George Pickens continues to be unstoppable. Just looking at some of the notes from practice, he's been a standout. The run game was a bit of a mixed bag, though. Corey Trice took most of the first-team reps with Dante Jackson being limited. Trice had some ups and downs, but he ended practice on a high note, breaking up a pass intended for Justin Shorter in the end zone. Pony Johnson, the linebacker, is another player to watch. He's got game-changing potential with his speed, rushability, and explosiveness. He's been shining in these camp practices and definitely looks like he'll make the 53-man roster. As for Buffalo's offense, it took some time to get going. Khalil Shakir looked good working out of the slot, and Dalton Kincaid also showed promise. Josh Allen threw a couple of touchdowns, but overall, I think the Steelers had the better day. And that's saying something, considering the Bills are a legit team. A lot of people are picking them to win their division and maybe even go to the Super Bowl. So, for Pittsburgh to compete with them and perform well is a great sign for this team. I really believe the Steelers are going to make a strong run at the AFC North Division title. Their second-half schedule is tough, which is why I keep advocating for Justin Fields. He's the kind of player who can change the direction of this franchise, and I'm all for it. I'd love to see Justin Fields take the reins and lead this team. I'm a huge fan of his, and I love covering the Steelers. For anyone who loves football as much as I do, I'm here to cover it for you. Pittsburgh is definitely one of those teams that's worth watching. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Peace out, and have a great day.